Hello. Today's topic with a moment with Carol, I'm going to be talking about something that is very important. Guess what? Confidence. What inspired me recording this video was a friend that reached out some time back. After making these videos where I come here, I just talk about what I want to talk about and go. This person inboxes me and tells me that, "Hi, Carol. I want you to please give me some tips on how to grow my confidence." And I was like, am I that confident? Like, like I'm feeling my own cup. I'm not that confident for me to begin even talking about it. But I just came on here to share my journey and hope someone learns a thing or two, or that exact person that asked me that question may be able to get something that will be able to help them to at least move the steps on what they admire to achieve. So growing up, I have not been that confident girl that they told you about or that you saw. I have been struggling, but we are overcoming our fears. We are overcoming things that were meant to destroy us. And my journey of confidence has been a rough one, not very rough, but yeah, a journey that where I was so just intentional with getting out of my comfort zone, like ensuring that I do those things that make me so uncomfortable so that I'm able to beef up that muscle, which is confidence. Confidence is a very important thing to have. Like, if you have it, I mean, you can do anything that you want to do because fear or lack of confidence, lack of self esteem is what always holds us back, where we are unable to chase those dreams that we want to chase because maybe we fear what will other people say about what I'm about to do. All those things, like not having the confidence and power that if I want to do something A, I can do it and no one is going to stop me because no one matters. So I grew up very assertive, but in the middle there, I think during my secondary school, the school that I went to, I was and I was oppressed by the kids there because I think was just intimidated by the kind of people that were around me because these were kids from rich families. These are kids that had it all. They were bright, they had marks that were better than mine. And here I come, me from a village school, and I had to fit in. So it was very hard for me. My confidence levels went to zero. My self-esteem levels went to zero. And even just talking in class was a problem. Me, I always sat on that first desk on the entrance of the class. Like, I did not have to move around class. No, I enter, sit on my first desk, study, then go. So those days where the teacher would say, please help us and read for us the passage. You're the one, Carrie, you're the one to read the passage number 4. You're the one leading us to help us read that passage. English language class. Yeah, I was gone, guys. I would feel like the desk, something, the ground should just swallow me, and maybe I don't read that. And it was very scary for me that even just interacting with other people. So people were looking at me like, that girl fears people, that girl talks to no one. And me, I knew my problems. So I would hide my lack of self-esteemness, my lack of confidence into reading books. And I would read 24/7. Munai, I would read, and that was my escape. So as time moved on, I left the school, of course, but of course I left with some good milestones. Being announced as an academic giant was not easy. Since my escape was books, I ended up reading the books and now excelling at them. And now I was in the limelight. And something that I learned from that is that we sometimes we lack confidence just because we have not achieved nothing, like there is nothing we feel that we can do. No one recognizes even the very little that we do. Maybe you do not have people around you that believe in you, that speak life into you, and those small achievements where you are recognized and maybe you are in the spotlight, like there is somehow they beef up your confidence or self-esteem. So after leaving that school, I had to, of course, move. Now I was going to campus, and I had campus still somehow, somewhere. During the first semesters, I was that girl who knows what brought them to campus. Then I realized that I have spent most of the time using that thing as over reading and being too serious as an escape for not knowing how to interact with people, not knowing how to socialize. So I became so intentional to ensure that I get out of my comfort zone, because I was one day interacting with my mentor, and I told him, I really want to get, like, I so much admire people who get onto stage and they are speaking with a lot of energy, and they are so confident, they are smart, and everyone is just clapping for them. I said, wow, that is something I dream one day to ever happen to me, that I will one day walk on to an auditorium full of very many people, and I have to talk to them, and they love what I talk about, and I leave that stage when everyone is amazed and they are clapping for me, like, huh, that will be a very good experience. It will be a dream come true. So what my mentor told me, for you to be able to beef up your confidence levels, your social skills, and your self-esteem, he only told me this thing, that knowledge is power. If you have to socialize with people, you have to have knowledge on different things. You don't be like, I only know a lot about this topic and I do not know a lot about the other topic. Like, ensure at least you know something about anything. Read news, read articles, ensure that you are informed, so that when you are in an audience of people that you want to fit in or talk to, if they are talking about football, at least you have an idea about something to do with football. If they are talking about movies, at least have an idea. Like, don't be green about anything, because you're going to end up being pushed out of the circle because you can't contribute anything. They bring movies, you don't have anything to talk about. They bring traveling experiences, you don't have anything to talk about. They bring current news, you don't know anything about it. They bring football, like they will just push you out of the circle, and at the end of the day, no one is even relating with you, because the level of being called that you are at is another level. So I become so intentional, being inquisitive to know, read, and do all those things to ensure that my knowledge levels were going up there. And I become so intentional to improve on those things that I was worse at. That's from public speaking. I realized there is something unique about myself, and I really needed to learn how to speak to people, speak in public, because I admired it. So I signed up for public speaking classes, and I started baby steps, and I made it a point to practice what I learned. I made it so intentional that I would always show up regardless of whether I was scared or I wasn't scared. So every gathering where I would go, at least I would lead prayers, and that so much helped me to get comfortable, to speak to people, to speak to different or groupings, discussions, like taking up responsibilities where you are in position to lead people, and then you speak to people, and then you inspire people, and then you talk to people. Because even if it was not paying off for me, but the experience and the growth was much more than any dollars that anyone could ever pay me. That's how my confidence levels went on growing and reached that level where, like, it was a bit lacking and not very bad, not very good. And I just had to do things. Something I learned is that the more you do things and you get better at them, or you do so well at them, there is some level of fulfillment that comes with it. Like, if I set out to start a project today and I start it, I do it so well and I'm excellent at it. One, people around me will recognize me and say Carol is the go-to person for that thing. And me myself, it will be so rewarding and give me like that sense of belonging, that confidence that, guess what? You can do this. You can do this, and that's how your confidence grows. Because if you have not been able to achieve certain things, or even the smallest of things, because the small things go up piling up and they contribute to the big picture. But if even you don't have the smallest of things, you at least have to start there. Start with a big small achievement, like waking up early. That is an achievement. Waking up at 5 and being consistent for a week, that is achievement that can boost your confidence, I assure you. So I got so intentional to do those things that I would say, me, I don't do that. Me, I don't do this. And that one of the things was reading. In the search for the knowledge, I started my reading journey and started reading books. And I read a few books, and I'm a fan of listening to audiobooks. If you're there and you do not read, or you are lazy at reading, try audiobooks because they save you so much time, and you are able to pick out stuff that are best for you. Because reading a whole book, it's not a must that you're going to understand everything that you're going to read from that book, but there are things that are going to stand out for you in that book, and they will click so much. It may be one thing or two, but listening to an audio, if you can't read, saves you so much time. So I read this book called The Power. Ever since I read that book, my attitude towards what happens around me, how I relate with who, how I treat myself, how I take myself drastically changed. After reading that book, I'm more positive to bad things, positive to good things, positive to people around me. Even if you hurt me, it won't, like, I can't keep I how can I keep a grudge for us a whole day? Like, that is a burden to me. I can't do it. So I got to learn how to love yourself, how to treat yourself like a queen. Because if you do that for yourself, there is some level of contentment that you get that no one can take out from you. Like, you don't have to wait for someone else to do it for you. You do it for yourself, and it will attract other people who will treat you that way. Treat yourself with so much respect, treat yourself with so much confidence, and before you know it, you are attracting confidence. Like, I think I somehow believe this thing called fake it until you make it. Not so much, but at times it does work. Like, you begin treating yourself like that confident person. Before you know it, even people who are looking at you think you're confident, but deep down you are burning, and before you know it, you are you are on that lane. So read, get to know things that interest you, things that you want to learn. Because if I want to learn something, or I want to be good at something, I sacrifice time, maybe money, and I learn that thing, and I be so intentional to improve and learn all that I is there to learn from that thing. And at the end of the day, I'll be so good at that thing. So confidence is a process. So no matter what brought the lack of confidence, maybe it's your upbringing, maybe it's the traumas that you faced along the way. Maybe it is maybe that inner man. You also need to learn how to speak to that inner man, like that small voice. Sometimes it's very negative, and at times you just need to shut it up and be like, I'm doing this thing, whether you want it or you don't want, because at times it can come in at the wrong hour where you need to take action, where you need to show up, and it will be like, no, me, I know you can't handle these things. So just learning when to shut that inner man down and just showing up anyway, showing up regardless of whether you know what you are doing or you don't, and then you figure it out as you move. Like starting this YouTube channel, starting recording videos, I just didn't know how to smanya, lighting, what, those things you learn as you move. But I just made a decision that today I'm going to show up regardless. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. But I'm using this platform to be able to document my journey, to be able to move. And I want to inspire someone that when someone comes back to watch my videos, maybe I'm no longer on this earth or still on this earth, and I would just want to look back and see like, huh, at that day you spoke sense, and like the journey is sweet if you see how bad you were at the start and how things go on improving, and things can go on just improving if you are putting in the effort to show up even when things are so bad. Like you just keep on progressing, and the more you do something, the more you get better at something. So if you want to record videos, just do it. Improve as you move, figure it out as you move. If you want to start that business, just get started with whatever you have, then figure it out as you move. If you want to start public speaking, or you want to be a good speaker, start with those baby steps, small as just leading prayers every time you have an opportunity to. And those prayer sessions that you keep on doing, they go on adding up, and at the end of the day you are able to give a vote of thanks at an event. And you started from leading prayers, now you are giving a vote of thanks. Before you know it, you are a presenter or a keynote speaker, and before you know it, you are an event host. And just keep the dream alive. No matter what dream you have, you can always start with those baby steps, and those are what adds up to the big goal. Are listening up to this far of the video, my sincere appreciation. I hope I shared some knowledge to contribute to the wisdom that you are looking for, and I hope that you start on your journey of building confidence, because it's very possible. Anything is possible. We were not like this before, because people who saw us then and people who see us now, like they can't believe how far we have moved, and they just keep in shock. But keep on shocking them and just doing what your heart tells you to do. Doing it for yourself, doing it unapologetically, because you do not want to live in regret after some time because you didn't do some things. Do it now and figure it out as you move on. Show up anyway, regardless of whatever state that you are in or at. If you reach this far of the video and you're already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and be sure to watch other video that is coming up. Other than that, see you again.